What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, my name's TJ. Welcome to Kayak USA. So last week I finally bit the bullet and I bought the new LiveScope, the new LVS34 Panoptic system by Garmin so that I could run forward-facing sonar off my kayak. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. If you know me, I've been running the dual graphs for a while I tried to save up some money to buy this new unit because it was very expensive, but I got it on the boat. I've spent the last 3 or 4 days out here kind of modifying the mounts and the way that I wanted to do it to kind of customize it to my needs and to fit my boat. And today's video, I just want to walk you through my full setup of my LiveScope, just the LiveScope part and my graph screens and stuff, the way I plan to run them and the way I have everything kind of wired. The storage, I found a really cool way to store my Garmin LiveScope setup so it doesn't really budge. So that is going to be this week's video. I'm going to walk you guys through this really quick. I'm going to give you some close-ups of how I have things mounted, and everything that I used for this setup I'll have links for in the video description. So if I don't fully cover something, I'll have links for everything. You can hop down right up under this video and go see and purchase anything that I use. So let's get into this. Starting up front with my graphs. Now, like I mentioned, this is a 93 SV unit. I've got a pair of them, but this one right here will be only for my forward-facing sonar. My Panoptic system will be what will be on the screen of this. I'm not gonna have a depth gauge on there, a water temperature, a clock. Nothing will clutter up this screen. I only want to see my forward-facing sonar. I want to get as much use out of this screen as possible because I've got another screen right beside it where I'll be able to monitor the depth, the water temperature, the map, and stuff like that. I only want forward-facing sonar on this one, and I think that's going to work out great for me to just be able to look at this one when I'm trying to line up a fish or I'm turning my transducer beside my seat. I want to be able to have a really good big screen so I can keep up with that. These are both 93 SVs. I got them on Amazon. I'll have that link below if you're interested in this setup that I've got today. I paired that with a bunch of different products right here on the side of my kayak, and I'm gonna kind of tell you what each product is and kind of show you how I combined them all together to make a really, I mean, look at that. This is a rock solid mount system. I did that because I will be traveling down the highway with this very expensive transducer and pole on my kayak, and I didn't want any bouncing around, any risk at all of damaging this setup. So the main products that I have here, of course, is the LVS34 unit, the transducer, and I paired that on the pole. So this is the Fischer pole mount from Dugout Bait and Tackle over in Marietta, Georgia. I got on their website, I called, ordered me one of these bad boys, and it's worked out perfect. Now, I did modify it just a little bit, and I'll show you really quick what I did, and then I'll show you my mounting system. So when I got it in, when you order one of these, the handle is a little bit longer. This little piece right here, it's about 6 inches longer, and it's designed like that so you guys who want to put your transducer pole further away from your seat or your kayak set up a little bit different, you don't have to reach out as far to get it. But since I'm running mine right here beside my seat like this, I didn't want a long handle sticking off the back. So I was able to mount this up and cut the handle down just by pulling this little grip off and cutting about 6 inches off the back of that, slid the grip back on it, and now I've got a nice, flawless, I mean, that is completely flawless pole mount for my transducer. I absolutely love that setup. And the way they're designed is it's got a tapered little rubber piece right here, a plastic piece, and their mount is designed to mount on any kayak. You can mount this to a track system. As you can see, I've got it mounted to an H-rail, and it's actually, the plate comes a lot longer. It's actually about 4 inches longer than this plate. I shaved it down, me being me, and trying to, customize it the best that I can. I cut it down shorter because I utilized one of Ketch's new flat H-rail mounts. And now if you watched last week's video, I used the same style mount for my NK300 throttle on the other side of my boat. It is a flat mount that has threaded holes in it that you can use to mount stuff. But once you attach it to your H-rail, it gives you a rock solid flat area to mount rod holders, motor controls like I have on that side, and this side is for my transducer, and it's solid. All of this is part of my boat now. It's not going anywhere. And the way I did that is I just kind of cut it down to the size that I needed. I drilled 4 holes in it. I utilized the tapered holes that are in that Ketch plate, and I recessed me 4 Allen holes, and then I just stuck me some Velcro on top and put me an American flag patch on there because why not? America, right? But the way I haul this thing now, is really cool. I think a lot of you guys are gonna like this, and I'm actually gonna pop one of them off to show you. I used the Hobie H-Rail flat mount. Now, if you don't have a Hobie and you're watching this because you plan on adding LiveScope to yours, you can use this same setup. You'll just use a T-Track connection for your kayak, or however you want to mount these quick fists. And that's what this is. This is a quick fist that I found on Amazon. You get them in packs of 2. I'll have it linked below. But these are designed to haul. I've got a bunch of them here, and I use them on my golf cart, four-wheelers, the truck, and stuff like that. They're designed to haul axes and shovels and stuff like that, and you can just pull them down really tight. Well, it works so well with these, and I actually had these already here in my shop, and I seen them hanging over there when I was doing this install, and I was trying my best to figure out exactly, all right, what do I need to do to be able to lock this down, because you don't want a $1,600 transducer just bouncing around on your kayak when you're running 70 miles an hour down the highway. So let me show you really quick how I set it up. I lock it on my kayak like that. I can take my transducer on my Fischer pole, and I'm gonna walk the camera around as soon as I'm done explaining all this and give you guys some up-close shots of this stuff. And it's a tight fit. You squeeze it in there, you put your mount where you want it, and then you pull over, and you got different spots where you can latch these in. And since it's completely made out of rubber, these mounts are solid rubber, it holds that. Look at that. It holds that mount so tight, and it doesn't budge. And a couple of other things that I added to this Fischer mount that you guys are probably looking at is I found this on Amazon. It's just a little cover to protect the LVS34 transducer, because like I said, this thing very expensive. I want to do as much as I can to protect it. This thing was like 10 bucks on Amazon. I picked it up. It's a cover that's gonna stay on this transducer when I'm traveling down the highway to keep anything from bouncing up and hitting it. And another thing that you're gonna have to do is, if you buy this LVS34 unit, it only comes with, excuse me, I've had a cold for like a week now. It only comes with a mount for a trolling motor shaft. So it will be kicked out 8 degrees. And what I mean by that is this mount right here for your Garmin unit. So this is your LVS34. This mount is gonna be included with your system. Well, not this mount, this is the one I got off Amazon, and it will be linked below. But the mount that you'll get will have an 8-degree offset, meaning that it's gonna kick out your signal 8 degrees to the left or the right. And that's designed like that because these were mainly designed to mount to your trolling motor shaft right above the motor. So it's designed to kick out to throw that signal around your motor. We don't have a motor on these poles, and you wanna get a clean, straight shot if you can. So Garmin also makes these 0-degree mounts, and you can get them on Amazon. They're really cheap. I went ahead and ordered that when I ordered my whole system. So now I've got a straight 0-degree transducer mount that's gonna throw wherever I aim this pole. I'm gonna get a straight shot and have a really clean and clear picture of fish actually swimming around in front of me. This is gonna be a game changer. I haven't even got to use it yet. As soon as I got it installed last week, I got COVID, and I'm kind of struggling getting over with it right now, but it works out really good. I can't wait to get it on the water and test it out. The way I got my storage system set up, the way I got my pole mount on the side, it's gonna be nice. All right, now let's move to the front, and I'm gonna show you how I was able to hide all of my wires. Well, first, I guess I could show you the wire that comes from the transducer. It comes out of the top of this Fischer pole, so you can swivel this thing 360 degrees without kinking anything, and it's just fine like that. The wire comes out of there, and it goes through my transducer plug hole right up under the seat of my Hobie. So everything is ran within the inside of the kayak. I don't have any wires out here on top in the way to get snagged or pinched or cut or anything like that. So now let's move to the front hatch, and I'll show you my black box setup. So since I was able to run all of my wires on the inside of my kayak, let me get this hatch open. It allowed me to mount the black box right up here in the front hatch of my kayak. Now, I'm gonna take you guys down and show you. Matter of fact, let me pull you over here just a little bit. But I'm still gonna take you guys off the tripod and show you around. But as you can see, I was able to mount it nice and clean, out of the way. It's protected from water in here because these front hatches have a good seal on them. So I don't have to worry about water getting to the Blackpack. and it's nice and open in here, so it's gonna get plenty of air. It's not gonna get too hot in here. And the way I mounted this up was I used the Percy plate. Now this is made by Tim Percy. He's the same guy who created my steering system and my rear motor mount for my NK300. Those mounts are awesome. If you haven't seen that NK300 install video, I'll link it right here, but in that video I used some Tim Percy stuff, and that stuff is awesome. So this is called his Percy plate, and this one is for the PA14, which is the kayak I've got. And it's basically just a flat plate that is designed to fit this spot right here so you can mount your anything. Like I mounted my black box for my Garmin LiveScope. I've got my Yak power system mounted to it, and I've got an extra plate on this side that I've got room to mount more stuff as this kayak gets more things added to it in the future. But it's a nice clean install and it works out really good right there. So now I'm gonna grab the camera like I promised you I would. I'm gonna show you a close-up image of everything really quick before the video's over. And if you need any help, if you're doing this to your boat and you got any questions or concerns, hit me up in the comments up under this video. All right, so starting right up here in my front hatch, you get a good shot of that Percy plate and how nice it is. It fits really good. It gives really nice, clean installs. I think I really like the way I can just clean everything up in here. My Yak power system's right there beside it. My black box is nice and up off the bottom of the kayak. As you can see, it's up a good 6 to 8 inches off the bottom. So even if a little bit of water was to get inside my hull, I wouldn't have to be too concerned about it because it's not gonna get up. If water gets up to that black box, I'm in more trouble than just worrying about that black box. But I've got my catch crossbar here holding my 2 graphs. If you missed last week's video, I did a complete overhaul of all of these mounts. This is all aluminum right here. No more plastic mounts up here for my stuff, and it makes everything really rock solid. Right here is my 2 graphs, both 93 SVs. I think I've done mentioned that like 6 times in this video. But if we move right here, here's a close shot of those quick fist mounts and how I've got them mounted. So they're just on those Hobie plates, like I said, the H-rail clamp plates. I just mounted one here, one there, and you can adjust them back and forth, but I think I've got a pretty good spot where it locks them in good, and it holds my shaft right there next to my H-rail locked in, so when I travel, it don't budge. These things are really good, and they're pretty cheap. They're not expensive at all, so it's a really inexpensive way to protect your gear out there. Here's a close look of that. What's the name? This is called the Net Buddy, or the company's Net Buddy, if it'll focus. There it goes. And this is just that thing. I found it on Amazon. I'll have it linked below, but it worked out pretty good. And here is the piece, well, what's it called? The piece of resistance or whatever. There is the LVS34. And I've been wanting one of these for a long time, guys, but there it is mounted on the bottom of the Fischer mount. There's a good up close picture of this mount. So this is the mount that I got off Amazon. It's the 0-degree mount. See how it puts my transducer straight up and down parallel to that shaft? The one that comes with this unit actually kicks out like this, 8 degrees. Like I said, it's designed to go around a trolling motor. So we don't have a motor on this pole, so we don't have to worry about that. Now we get a good straight shot of our fish. And then here's my Fischer mount from Dugout Bait and Tackle. Nice, thick, solid mount that it comes with. And like I said earlier, it's usually a lot longer. I think it was about 3 or 4 inches longer, which stuck out in the way of me mounting this. That's the main reason that I cut it down. And I got it mounted to the catch plate. Let's see if I can show you that under here. You can kind of see it. Here's my catch plate. And once this thing is locked to this H-bar, it's solid. It's part of the boat. And it locks in really good. This is how the Fischer mount works. See that nice taper? It falls in there into a pocket. That's the same taper. Once it falls in, there's no wobble. So you can just spin this thing without having any wobble. This thing is nice. I absolutely love this setup. So guys, that is my LiveScope setup for the 2024 season. I'm really excited to be able to use this. It's actually just a few days before Christmas, so odds are I won't get to take this out until after the New Year. So it'll be 2024 before I even get a chance to use it, but I'm super excited to be able to use this unit on the kayak. I'm really excited to be able to catch some footage and share it with you guys. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe for these LiveScope videos. I'm gonna try to do some crappie fishing. I'm gonna do definitely some bass fishing. That's the main reason I got this, because I've been watching a lot of these guys use this to actually find and locate big bass and fish strictly for them. And I really want to do that on this kayak, and I really want to try to capture some cool videos for you guys of how to use this for bass fishing, not just crappie fishing. However, we will be doing some crappie fishing here on the channel off the kayak. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it. I upload every Monday at 6 o'clock. So you guys stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. My members are getting to watch these videos early, so if you're not a member and you want to become a member to see my videos before Monday, you can actually join right up under this video, become a member of the channel, support the channel, help me grow the channel and the community, and you get to watch the videos a little bit early, some days, sometimes a day early or 2 days early before everybody else gets to see these. So anyway, I'm gonna quit plugging my stuff here, and I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys have a great new year, and I will see you next Monday at 6 o'clock. Peace.